Have you ever wondered what life will feel like if you end up alone in old age? It's a thought many push aside until the reality creeps in. Loved ones move away, friends fade into memory, and the days grow quieter than ever. Aging alone can feel daunting, but it doesn't have to be a sentence of loneliness or despair. In fact, with the right mind set and simple daily habits, you can craft a life that's not just bearable, but deeply fulfilling and uniquely your own. That's why you need to watch this video until the end. We're diving into 6 essential habits that can transform your days, keeping you mentally sharp, physically strong, and emotionally connected no matter where life takes you. These are just tips to pass the time. They're the keys to unlocking a richer, more rewarding future, and you won't want to miss a single one. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Establish a daily routine. Waking up each morning without a clear plan for the day can leave you feeling adrift, uninspired, and detached from the rhythm of life as the years go by and you enter the later stages of adulthood. Cultivating a thoughtfully structured daily routine becomes one of the most effective tools for preserving a sense of purpose, direction, and vitality. This isn't about mindlessly packing your schedule with arbitrary tasks or adhering to a strict, unyielding regimen. Instead, it's about crafting a free work that gives you a compelling reason to rise each morning, provides a comforting sense of stability, and propels your life forward with intention and meaning. A well-designed routine serves as an anchor, keeping you tethered to the present while helping you build a future that feels fulfilling. One of the most common pitfalls people encounter as they age is allowing time to slip through their fingers unnoticed. Without the built-in structure of a job, family duties, or a bustling social calendar, the days can blur together into an indistinct haze, paving the way for boredom, isolation, and even a creeping sense of despair. However, when you take the initiative to design a daily structure, you reclaim agency over your time rather than surrendering to it. Aimless passage. Your routine doesn't need to be elaborate or inflexible to be effective. It should simply reflect your values and include activities that spark joy, stimulate your mind, and foster a harmonious balance between effort and rest. The beauty of this approach lies in its adaptability. It can evolve with your needs while still offering a steady foundation. A robust morning routine, in particular, is a cornerstone of this practice because it establishes the tone for everything that follows. Waking up at a consistent time, tidy in your bed, savoring a nourishing breakfast, and stepping outside to breathe and a crisp morning air can work wonders for both your mental clarity and physical well-being. Consider the story of Robert, a 76-year-old retired engineer who faced a profound shift after losing his wife of 50 years. In the wake of our passing, he found himself slipping into irregular sleep patterns, neglecting meals, and whiling away hours in front of the television. The days stretched on endlessly, each one indistinguishable from the last, and the weight of loneliness bigger and to suffocate him. He felt as though his life was unraveling, reduced to a passive waiting game with no end in sight. Determined to regain control, Robert resolved to build a daily schedule from the ground up. He committed to working at 7 a.m., embarking on a brisk 20-minute walk around his neighborhood, preparing simple yet hearty meals, and reserved afternoons for phone calls with his children and grandchildren. Almost immediately, he noticed a shift. His days took on a recognizable shape. His thoughts grew sharper, and the oppressive sense of stagnation lifted. No longer was he merely marking time, he was living it. A routine, he discovered, acts as a lifeline, especially during periods of uncertainty or solitude. It vanishes the void of emptiness by infusing each day with a deliberate flow of quiet purpose and a gentle momentum that carries you forward. Even small, seemingly mundane habits can yield profound benefits when woven into your daily tapestry, watering your plants at the same time each morning, settling into an armchair with your favorite music in the evening, or jotting down reflections in a journal before bed can instill a deep sense of comfort, continuity, and normalcy. If you ever find yourself grappling with a sensation the time is slipping away or that life lacks definition, begin with modest steps. Draft a loose outline for your morning, pencil in moments for meals or creative pursuit. And carve out space for rest or hobbies that bring you peace. The essence of this practice lies in making conscious choices about how you allocate your hours rather than letting life unfold passively around you. Far from merely occupying your day, a well-crafted routine imbues your existence with order, significance, and a steady sense of progression. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 2. Prioritize physical movement. One of the gravest missteps people make as they grow older is allowing their physical activity to dwindle to a standstill. While it's undeniable that the body undergoes natural changes with age, maintaining an active lifestyle remains the closest thing we have to an elixir of youth, a means of preserving not just physical health, but also mental acuity, moody, and personal autonomy. The benefits of movement extend far beyond superficial fitness goals like toned muscles or a trim waistline. Staying active fortifies your body's strength, sharpens your cognitive faculties, and ensures you can continue navigating life's daily demands with confidence and ease. Conversely, when you let movement fade from your routine, you risk losing muscle mass, flexibility, and stamina, setting off a cascade of decline that can erode your overall well-being. The encouraging truth, however, is that staying active doesn't require extreme feats of athleticism or grueling gym sessions. Simple, regular movement woven into your everyday life can yield transformative results. A leisurely walk around the block, a series of gentle stretches to loosen stiff joints, or even periodic breaks to stand and shift your weight can enhance blood flow, bolster muscle tone, and keep your joints limber. The aim is to push your body to its limits, but to keep it engaged, ensuring that routine tasks, rising from a chair, ascending a staircase, or toting a bag of groceries, these remain manageable and pain-free. Consistency, not intensity, is the linchpin of this approach. Take Eleanor, a 78-year-old retired librarian, as an inspiring example. After leaving her career, she gradually became more sedentary, trading long hours on our feet for extended periods, seated with a book or crossword puzzle. At first, the shift felt like a well-earned respite, but over time she noticed subtle yet troubling changes. Bending to retrieve a dropped item grew taxing, and strolls that once felt effortless now left her winded. She chalked it up to the inevitable toll of aging, resigning herself to a slower, less capable version of herself. But a turning point came when a friend invited her to a local walking group, pairing that with a habit of light morning stretches. Eleanor soon felt a remarkable difference. Her energy surged, her posture straightened, and even her sleep deepened into a more restorative rest. What she dismissed as irreversible decline proved to be reversible with just intentional effort. Physical movement isn't a luxury to indulge and sporadically. It's a daily necessity, as essential as eating or breathing. Even for those with limited mobility, there are countless ways to stay engaged. Seated exercises, water-based activities like aqua aerobics, or repetitive motions like standing and sitting to build strength. Embed movement into your routine as seamlessly as you would a meal or a nap. Beyond the physical perks, exercise stands as a powerful guardian of your mental health. Research consistently highlights its role in staving off cognitive decline and reducing the risk of conditions like dementia. When you You're not just conditioning your muscles, you're enhancing blood flow to your brain and alleviating stress and keeping your mind agile and alert. If you've been sedentary for a while, ease into it with patience and grace. Start with a 5-minute walk around your home, a handful of stretches to greet the day, or a bit of light housework that keeps you upright and active. The secret lies in repetition, and small efforts sustained over time snowball into substantial gains. As movement becomes a habit, you'll find it less of a chore and more of a pleasure, unlocking a renewed sense of strength, vitality, and energy that radiates through every facet of your life. Number 3. Stay socially engaged. One of the most challenging aspects of aging alone is the slow, often unnoticed erosion of social connections. As the years go by, friends may relocate to new cities or retire to far-off places. Family members become increasingly absorbed in their demanding schedules, raising children, advancing careers, or managing their households, and suddenly the opportunities for interaction that once felt effortless started window. It becomes all too easy to slip into a routine of spending days or even weeks in solitude. Perhaps you tell yourself it's fine, that you enjoy your own company, or that reaching out might inconvenience others. But here's the critical reality: prolonged isolation poses one of the most significant risks to your overall well-being, impacting not just your emotional health, but your physical vitality as well. Research consistently highlights that chronic loneliness can be as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or living with obesity, elevating the likelihood of heart disease, strokes, anxiety, depression, and even accelerating cognitive decline, like memory loss or dementia. The silver lining is that you're not powerless in this equation. Loneliness doesn't have to be an inevitable companion to aging. Staying socially engaged as a deliberate choice and cultivating it as a consistent habit can transform your daily experience. You don't need a packed social calendar or a whirlwind of grand events to reap the benefits. Even the smallest moments of connection, a 5-minute phone call to check in with a friend, a brief chat with a neighbor about the weather, or warm exchange with a cashier at the local grocery store, can lift your spirits and reinforce your sense of belonging. Humans are wired for connection. It's as essential to our survival as food, water, or shelter. Prioritizing relationship should rank alongside other pillars of health like eating a balanced diet or staying physically active. Consider the story of Frank, an 80-year-old widower who faced this very struggle after losing his wife of 50 years. He found himself retreating into a quiet, solitary existence. Days blurred together as he sat in front of the television, flipping channels, waiting for anyone to reach out. His children were busy with their own families. His 8-year-old buddies had their routines, and he convinced himself that asking for company would make him a burden. Over time, the isolation took a toll. He felt increasingly detached and lethargic, and even the simplest chores like washing dishes or taking out the trash began to feel insurmountable. But then Frank made a pivotal choice. He picked up the phone and called an old friend just to say hello. That small step snowballed. He started scheduling a weekly call, joined a senior social group at his local community center, and even discovered an online chess club where he could match wits with play. Years worldwide. Within a few months, Frank's outlook shifted dramatically. He felt re-energized, purposeful, and most importantly connected to the world again. His story underscores a key truth: social engagement isn't about extravagant gestures or constant companionship. It's about weaving small, meaningful threads of interaction into the fabric of your everyday life. You don't need a bustling social circle to make this work. Even if your closest friends or family live miles away, modern technology offers countless ways to bridge the gap. Video calls can bring faces and voices into your home. Online forums can connect you with like-minded people, and social media platforms can spark conversations with old acquaintances or new friends alike. Take inspiration from seniors who have embraced virtual book clubs, gaming communities, or hobby groups. They've discovered that a sense of community can thrive without physical proximity. Today's world is more interconnected than ever before, and all it takes is a willingness to take that first step, however small it might seem. Sending a text RSVP into a local event or striking up a conversation with someone new at its core. Loneliness isn't simply about being physically alone. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, or unvalued. The antidote lies in consistent effort, reaching out, engaging with others, and nurturing relationships. Even in modest ways, the more you practice this habit, the more natural it becomes, and over time you'll find yourself surrounded by a network of people who bring laughter, companionship, and meaning into your life. Aging alone doesn't have to mean aging lonely. Staying socially engaged keeps you tethered to the world and all its possibilities. If you're still seeing this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 4. Keep your mind stimulated. One of the most common pitfalls as people age is allowing their mental agility to wane alongside their physical energy. Too often society perpetuates the myth that a foggy memory or a slower mind is just an unavoidable part of growing older. But the science tells a different story. Your brain is remarkably adaptable, capable of growth and resilience well into your later years. Like any muscle, he thrives on regular use, and weekends, when neglected without stimulation, your cognitive abilities, focus, problem-solving, memory, can gradually dull, leaving you feeling less sharp and less capable than you once were. The good news: you hold the reins to keeping your mind vibrant and engaged. No matter how many birthdays you celebrated, stimulating your brain doesn't require mastering quantum physics or solving intricate riddles. It's about consistently challenging yourself with activities that spark curiosity, encourage learning, and stretch your thinking. Simple practices like reading a thought-provoking book, picking up a new skill, say knitting, or cooking a new recipe, playing a strategy game like chess or Sudoku, journaling your thoughts, or diving into a meaningful conversation, can all keep your mental gears turning. These aren't just pastimes, they're investments in your cognitive health, bolstering your memory, enhancing your concentration, and warding off the mental stagnation that can creep in over time. Take Janet, a 74-year-old retired teacher, as an example. After leaving her career, she slipped into a routine of endless TV marathons, her days blending into a haze of sitcom reruns and game shows. She began noticing little lapses, misplacing her keys, forgetting why she walked into a room, struggling to recall a friend's name. Alarmed by these signs, she decided to act. She dusted off her love of reading, starting with a novel she'd always meant to tackle. She added a morning crossword puzzle to her coffee routine and enrolled in an online Spanish course just for the challenge. Within weeks, Janet felt the fog lifting, her mind sharpened, her confidence returned, and she had fresh stories to share during her weekly chats with friends. Her experience proves that small intentional changes can yield big results. Your brain craves novelty and effort. It's how it builds new neural pathways and stays flexible to trying something unfamiliar, like learning to play the guitar, experimenting with watercolor painting, or even taking a different route on your daily walk. Forces your mind to adapt and grow beyond the practical benefits. Mental stimulation also lifts your mood when you're absorbed in a task, whether it's solving a puzzle, crafting a story, or mastering a new rare step. You tap into a sense of accomplishment and purpose that combat boredom and keeps depression at bay. That spark of progress, no matter how incremental, fuels a positive outlook and gives you something to look forward to each day. Number 5. Practice gratitude and reflection. One of the most transformative practices you can adopt to nurture a lasting sense of peace, contentment, and happiness is to embrace gratitude as a daily ritual. As we journey through life, particularly as we grow older, it's all too easy to fixate on what has slipped away, the loved ones we've lost, the opportunities we didn't seize, the vibrancy of youth, or even the vitality of our health. These losses can weigh heavily on the mind, casting a shadow over our days. But there's a powerful antidote: intentionally shifting your attention to the blessings that remain. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean denying the hardships or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's a conscious choice to seek out and celebrate the good that persists even amidst life storms, fostering a mindset that, and whether any challenge. The beauty of gratitude lies in its simplicity and its profound impact. Taking just a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for can work wonders, lifting your spirits, easing tensions, and even enhancing your physical well-being. Research back this up. Studies consistently show that individuals who make gratitude a regular part of their lives report lower levels of depression and anxiety, enjoy more restful sleep, experience stronger immune systems, and feel renewed sense of purpose and connection to the world. What's more, this practice requires no special tools, no financial investment, and no great effort, just a few quiet minutes to pause and appreciate. It's a small investment with an outsized return, accessible to anyone willing to give it a try. Consider the story of George, a 79-year-old retired firefighter who faced a turning point after losing his wife of 50 years. In the wake of her passing, he found himself adrift in a sea of grief and isolation. His days were consumed by memories of what once was conversations they'd never have again. The empty chair at the table, the silence where her laughter used to be. Loneliness became his constant companion, and he struggled to find meaning in a life that felt diminished. But then, on the advice of a friend, George began keeping a gratitude journal. Each morning, he committed to write down 3 things he was thankful for. Some days they were big joys, like the sound of his grandchildren's giggles during a weekend visit, or a memory of his wife's kindness that still warmed his heart. Other days they were quieter moments, like the comfort of a steaming cup of coffee or the sight of a cardinal perched outside his window. At first it felt forced, but over weeks and months something shifted. The fog of last